Welcome to the Misfit One Lifestyles with Elizabeth Colin. She will awaken and connect with your Misfit One. Are you tired of the ups and downs in your life? Are you ready to live a healthy lifestyle once and for all? We are talking about all aspects of your life. Being fit is not just physical, it's also your mind and soul. Learn how to take steps in your life to move towards your goals. Elizabeth's goal is for everyone listening to the sound of her voice to get fit. Let's get focused, let's get intentional, and let's transform. Now here's your host, Elizabeth Colin.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Misfit One Lifestyles with your girl, Elizabeth Colin, also known as Misfit One. Absolutely, today's episode is so good. I have been so eager to speak with this woman because she has a book that we all need to have. Welcome to the show, Miss Dorothea White. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great, Elizabeth. Thanks for having me today.
Listen, the pleasure is all mine. For those who do not know, Dorothea is a multifaceted talent, right? You're a former professional educator of more than 32 years, and she has done so many things, and it all has led her right here, right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because she is going to be talking about what I can't wait to talk about, her book that she made for adulting life hacks. Guys, all the stuff your parent meant to teach you, but never got around to it. Yes. You need it. I need it. And that's what we're talking about today. Let's bring it on, sister.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for having me today. It is my pleasure to be on your show. This is so exciting for me. So let's just get into it. During the pandemic, right, when everything was so quiet and so still, and we all had a chance to just, contemplate life, right? I had a chance to really sit back and think about some things that had been lying dormant within me, some things that I had wanted to do. And one of those things I always wanted to do was become a published author. But I've been busy for the last 30 years, right? I was a teacher, I was an administrator. My husband and I started a business 20 years ago doing college tours. And so I've been a busy lady, right?
Yeah, right. You're not just sitting around twiddling your thumb.
And so I started thinking about some things that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to become a published author. I started really enjoying reading and felt like I was a good writer back in high school. So all this had been kind of lying dormant. And I decided to write a book with a group of women. My first book was called Quarantine Queens. And so this was a book all about women during the pandemic. And we all wrote our personal stories about what we're going to do with our businesses once the pandemic was over, or how to survive the pandemic. So that was my first book. And this is my second book, all the stuff your parents meant to teach you, but never got around to it. I'll back up a little bit so you can see the full cover.
Love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So this book is all about helping our young adults to navigate adulthood.
Girl, this is so important. It's so important because, my kids are grown. My oldest child is 32. And I remember when she moved out to go to college.
Yeah.
And then from that first year, they want to get their own little apartment or whatever. She doing this stuff, whatever. And she called me so upset that these people are trying to just really take advantage of her because they trying to make me pay for water. We all know water is free.
Oh, God. Yes. Listen, it's funny, right? But
I was like, what?
Baby, it's the water service.
So funny. It was so funny because, they never had to pay for it. Even though you said 1,000 times, turn that water off. Go on there, turn them lights off. Turn that. They just thought we was being crazy. But then when you
Exactly.
go to their house, they is sitting in the dark. My youngest daughter, who's 23, when she first went out, she insists that you unplug something when you were done. Like you
Yes.
charging your phone.
Unplug it.
Unplug it when you finish.
Mhm.
So what
Yeah.
you
Yeah, because she's paying the bill now. She's paying
now
the bill.
yeah, it's coming out
Yeah.
your pocket.
My son does the same thing. He's in college. He's in his second apartment. And my husband was laughing, talking about he walking around behind me, turning off all the lights.
Isn't that funny?
When he's at home, every light is on, running water, showers
Doors
out,
open.
long shower.
They have the air conditioner on and the door open, or the heaters on and the door open. It was amazing because they did not have any concept of that. So what is it that made you first write this book?
You know, all the things that you just said. You know, my relationship with my own kids. I have a 30-year-old daughter, and I have a almost 21-year-old son. So
Awesome.
it's watching their lives, interacting with them, interacting with their friends. I have a lot of young adult friends too, right? Just young
Right. Yeah.
around me, and listening, kind of overhearing these different conversations and things that they are struggling with or going through. And I'm like, okay, case in point, Elizabeth, this is so funny. You're gonna like this story. So my son, he just pledged Kappa a year ago,
Okay.
right? Shout
Okay.
out.
Go.
And so when he was getting ready to fill out his pledge application, paperwork, etc., he called me in a panic. He goes, "Mom, oh my God, I have to pay my registration fee for Kappa today." And I'm like, "Okay, all right. Well, what do you have to do?" They said I have to pay it in something called a money order. I don't know what that is. A money order? What is that? The child was in a total panic. You hear me? So I was like, calm down, just go to the bank, get the cash, go to Walmart, da da da. I had to walk him through because I'm thinking, surely he's seen me get a money order at some point for something. But what we have to remember as adults is when that information is not pertinent at that minute, that moment to what they're doing, whoosh, it went right over their head. They did not catch it. They did not get it.
Yeah.
So that's the heartbeat behind all the stuff your parents meant to teach you, but never got around to it. Because I promise you, as parents, we swear up and down, we told them, but they didn't get it. They didn't hear it. They didn't see it. They didn't understand it because they did not need it at that moment. Yeah.
Because what was crazy about that is it's so many things going on, these little reels and videos with the kids carrying their suitcases, ringing the doorbells. Mama, Daddy, y'all home?
Right.
I promise I can stay in the kids' play. God, love it. Because we talk about all the time, I wish I was grown. I can't wait till I was grown. Well,
Can't wait till I'm grown. Can't wait till I get out the house. And then you see it's not all it was cracked up to be. It's a lot to remember and think about and do. And Elizabeth, we as adults, you know, we do a lot of things on what I like to call autopilot.
Yes.
Our stuff is on, we've been doing this for a minute. So our responsibilities are on autopilot, right? We're not thinking about paying our car insurance. We're not thinking about riding dirty. We know what we got to do. But we have to, as I like to say, send the elevator back down for those young adults and get them on board with that information so they can thrive and live well too.
I love that. I like that. Send the elevator back down because it's very true. When my kids were all growing up, all of them are grown. All of them have their own things, their own houses, their own things, and they live in their whole life. And it's so funny to watch them interact at this junction of their life. But I know I was one of the strict parents because my mom died when I was young. And I always said, well, if I die today, If I die today, you gotta have to know how to do this. If I die today, you're gonna have to. My son still makes fun of that. I was gonna say that, but I meant that. So like they had to learn how to wash clothes. They had to learn how to cook. They had to learn how to put a button on. I mean, I was that mama, right? Like you gonna do all of this,
Right.
but what's scary is, and maybe in from your experiences as well, a lot of young adults, 20s, 24, 23, they don't know how to do day-to-day living. How does that affect, their adulting? Because right now, to them, adulting is a bad word.
Right. It is. It is. And so the way I look at this book is I'm calling it's like a love letter from me to my kids, right? My kids' friends. I have 19 nieces and nephews, so it's to them, and young adults. Now I have a friend who said to me, "Now this is not just for young adults; it's for all adults." I said, "Yeah, but it's targeted toward my young adults, right, ages 16 to 25." But yeah, adulting is tough, and so what we did, just like I said, in my thought process, thinking about my kids, observing their lives, thinking about their friends and the conversations that I overhear, I started thinking about things they just need to know, stuff they need to know how to do. And I divided the book up into 8 sections. So there's 8 sections. The first section is self-care, because it's just like when you're on the plane and they say, put the mask on first so that you can take care of somebody else. That's a very important part of being a young adult, is learning how to take care of yourself, making sure you have a physical every year, getting your dental checkup every 6 months, taking care of your skin, right? Thinking about what you're eating, self-care. That's the first section. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you can forget about the rest of this stuff. Taking care of
Absolutely.
yourself is so important. The second area of the book is personal responsibility. So that's just all the things, right? All the things you got to remember to make sure you do. Organizing your bills, taking care of all the insurances you're responsible for, right? Those personal adult responsibilities. The third section is health and wellness. Okay. And I love the fact that you're into fitness, and so that's an important part of taking care of this temple that we live in, because you only get one. You can't trade it in for something else.
Right.
The one you get. So health
So
and wellness.
I love that, and it's so crazy because this is my whole platform, right? That's all I am, is about wellness, and it's my formula is the FIT formula, right? And that's focus plus intention equals transformation.
Oh my God.
So
I'm writing
a
that
lot
down.
of time
I love
people
that.
think of me still as just physical fit, because I was a personal trainer. I did all that, but I totally do exactly what you're talking about: self-responsibility, self-love. The decisions we make on based on who we are and where we want to be is the definition of a well-being person. So I love that you have that in your book,
This is going
because
on my mirror. Okay. This is going on my mirror. Focus
that's
plus
that's
intention equals transformation. I caught that. I caught it.
that's it, baby. That is my
Yes.
fit formula, honey, and
I
I
love
use
it.
it for everything. And it was so crazy is my daughter, was raised with me. My youngest, my oldest daughter, was out of the house before, because I used to be morbidly overweight, obese, and so I've lost over 117 pounds and kept it out for
You've
like
lost
16 months.
117 pounds.
Yes. So I went from a size 24 to a 0. I was a double 0. Now I'm a 0. But what's crazy is,
You look
and I've
amazing.
maintained it. Thank you for all this time. So my oldest daughter didn't see that, Elizabeth. She only caught the end of it because she was moving out. My son got to see both. My youngest daughter only knows healthy mommy, right? Only this mom.
Yeah.
So she laughs when her friends are stressing out and doing all this, and she was like, listen, you have to have some self-care. Did you meditate today? Take some time out. And I said, I love it. She said, because you are the only mom that really gets it when people and the other parents are saying, do it, just go for it, go, you just push yourself through. You're always the one that's like, wait, take some time, sit back on it, journal through it, or
Yeah.
relax. And I thought it was funny. So I love that you have that in your book because a lot of adults don't even understand that they gonna
Yeah.
and
You know,
grind themselves to a fast grave.
yeah. And I'll tell you something, that's something that I am learning, Elizabeth, because I was one of those grinders. My husband and I have two businesses, and then I have a business that I do on my own, my publishing, my writing, my speaking, my course creations. Yeah. And I was one of those people that thought I could just grind it out. And then you realize, okay, when you hit 5-0, your body's like, no, because you need to go to sleep. You're tired. You need rest. You need to drink some water, eat a salad. You just can't do all the stuff that you got away with in your 20s and your 30s and even your 40s. Because I tell you, I will tell anybody, I felt perfectly fine up until the age of 46. And all of a sudden at 46, I felt for the first time tired. Like I didn't know what tired was.
And that's funny. That is so funny. That is so funny because I am 50. I'll be 51 this year. And we laugh so hard because I still feel young. Like
Yeah,
right.
yes.
But my kids are quick to say, look here, little old lady, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait
But
a
when
minute.
you do right, when you do something, you go, oh, yeah. Like I noticed when you say tired, like I noticed a song that used to be my jam. Why is that song 8 minutes long now? Why am I looking for the end of the song? God dang. How long is this
How long
song?
is this song? I'm tired. I'm trying to hang in there. I'm trying to look young. I'm trying to do all the young dances. I
This
get
is
it.
the long version. They like, no, this version is the same. What?
LP.
Isn't
No,
that
it's not the LP.
funny? Isn't that funny? That's the stuff I noticed. Those things are like, God,
Those changes.
those changes. And you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. And the best thing I think about your book, so many things, but the best thing I really appreciate is that you teach this to them at that age
Yes.
before they get into the habits and the stuff that we had to unlearn.
That's the key. And see, I had to unlearn a lot of bad habits. Okay. Um, you know, things for okay, I used to be a horrible procrastinator. Horrible, right? I also used to be a person who would get everywhere I was going late.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this was the worst insult I ever got. One of my old bosses, she said, she was joking, but when somebody joking, you listen to
It's a
what
little truth in there. Yes,
a
I heard
lot of
you.
truth. And
Yeah.
so she was telling somebody, she said, "Oh, she said, this is my AP." I was her assistant principal at the time. And she said, "She's fabulous. She's brilliant. She does great work. Now, she's never going to get there on time now, but when she does get there, she'll be great." And the people around giggled because they all knew it was true. And I thought I was going to die. I was like, that's what they think of me is that I'm great, but I'm always going to not, I'm never going to be on time. So I was like, okay, that's it. Nobody's ever going to say that about me ever again.
I
So,
love that.
it was painful to hear that, but it's those habits, those little things that can derail, because
Yeah.
who knows? I could have been up for some promotion or up for something, and then in the back of somebody's mind, yeah, well, they said she was good,
She
but
ain't gonna ever be on. Dad, she ain't gonna be on time. They're like,
oh no, so yeah, so working on yourself. That's another part of the book is self-improvement. Things that we need to be doing to make ourselves better, not just for other people. Elizabeth, we need to be better for ourselves.
and that's the only time it's gonna stick. If we're trying to do it for other people, it's not gonna
Be better
last.
for you. Yeah,
But
not
once
better.
you decide for you, that is
Mhm.
when you are going to be a better person in everything else. Let me
Yes.
ask you this, Dorothea, everybody who's listening, can you give them 3 tips on really grasping or moving into adulthood?
3 tips on moving into adulthood. Okay, sure. Um, I'll go with the first one that comes to my heart and mind, and that is be you. We spend so much time being, oh my God, I'm almost getting emotional thinking about it. We spend so much time trying to be who we think other people want us to be or need us to be. And the most important relationship you have outside of your relationship with God, your creator, is your relationship with you.
Yes.
Who are you? What do you like? What do you hate? What are you into? And those answers cannot come from outside of you, right? We don't spend enough time just getting to know ourselves. That's number one.
Ooh, I love it.
Number two, I think if I could go back and tell my younger self something, it's just every day wake up and think, how can I be the best version of myself today? The best version of myself today. You know, maybe it's some stuff I did yesterday I'm not proud of. Let that go. What can I focus on today to be the best version of myself today? Okay. That's number two. And then number three, because as I said, I just celebrated my 54th birthday.
Yeah.
So, I think that as we age, self-acceptance and self-love, self-acceptance, accept yourself with all the scars, with all the wrinkles, with all the gray. Love yourself, accept yourself,
Yeah.
and don't settle for anyone making you feel less than, because you are created in the image of God, number one. And because he created you, you can do all things through him because he gives you the strength to do it.
Amen. Amen. And what's great about all three of those tips, it doesn't need to be just for people who are moving into adulthood. You can use that right now.
Everybody.
Everybody needs those three things in our life because, the old folks used to say, show me your 3 to 5 best friends,
There you go.
and I could tell you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that, when I discovered that, it really shaped my life. And
Yes.
I picked my friends with intentions because I'm proud to say, oh, my friend here, this my friend, this my friend, that friend. Now tell me who I am. Oh,
Mhm.
I'm a bad girl. I smart. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yes.
amazing how you did. Because back in school, I don't care if they bad, but I'm not. Who cares if
Mhm.
she doing that, but I'm not. But my dad
Those
told me that when I
influences.
say it again.
Those influences.
Yes, yes, yes. And you said it best that we are so easy or trying to fit in. So we try to mold ourselves into what they want us to be or what we think they want us to be
Yeah.
instead of just being. And
Right.
I appreciate that so much because that's something that you listening to right
Mhm.
now at any age, like 51, 54, 50, whatever will be significant and it will make a significant life change for you, right?
Yes.
And you have your 2 kids, you're married, you got 2 dogs. So how are we doing this? We're on this platform and it's all about self-care, self-awareness, and how are you taking care of yourself and to do that balance.
Yeah. So you know what? The first thing I really believe, Elizabeth, is that God graces you for whatever season you're in.
I
Okay.
like that, yeah.
He graces us for whatever season we're in. I'm not doing daily parenting because my kids are 30 and 21, right? So I always say God give children to young people, and there's a reason for that.
Amen.
So, I'm not parenting daily, um, as if, cooking and then all that for children. I'm not doing that in this stage of my life. However, how do I keep things balanced? I am an avid list maker. I carry my planner around with me
I love
everywhere I go. And so, I'm religious about that because when first thing I do in the morning is I make a list of everything I've got to do. Then I prioritize those things. They either fit into category A, B, or C. And then under A, is it 1, 2, or 3? B, 1, 2, 3. C, 1, 2, 3. Plenty of things fall off. If it doesn't get done, it gets moved to tomorrow or to Thursday or to Friday or to next week. But I
got
have
it.
to see it, in order to, just kind of organize my thoughts. So that's one way I balance myself. As I said, I'm learning. So another thing, one of my resolutions for this year was every month, once a month, I'm going to give myself either a facial or a massage. And I tell people that is not luxury. Don't get that twist. Ooh, you getting facials and massage. That is not luxury. That is caring for myself.
Did y'all hear that? Let me repeat it. Can you please repeat it for the people in the back?
For the people in the back, care for yourself. Show care to yourself. The people around you, they love you, but nobody's going to love you like you love you. And if you don't love you, then nobody's going to take care of you and love you. If you don't prioritize your own self-care. So I said, you know what? Every month it's going to be a facial or a massage. You know what that does? You can turn your brain off to the off switch. Relax. Let the toxins come out. Just let your mind go to mush and really unplug, because we're constantly thinking, processing, making decisions, and you've got to unplug at some point. Yeah.
You have to unplug. I'm telling you, that is awesome. Let me just say again, first of all, thank you so much for coming on today. I mean, you are such a beautiful soul. You're doing so much that we really need this. I cannot wait to get this book for my kids. They're gonna be like, what the, right? I need them to keep it on a thing for their friends, not necessarily for them, but they need it for everybody. Everybody needs this. Now, how can we get the book and stay connected with you?
Yes. Well, the beautiful thing is, if you want to just read straight through it like a novel, you can. But I also feel that it's a life hack guidebook, right? So if you're like, shoot, I don't know how to organize my bills, or I don't know how to check my credit, you can just go right to that section and read about it, put it down, come back to it when you need some more advice, right? So this is how you can connect with me, Elizabeth. Your listeners can just email me at hello Doretha. So it's hello, DORETHA @gmail.com. They can also go to my website, DorethaWhite.com, DorethaWhite.com. And to order an autographed copy of the book, I'm really excited about this. You can go straight to my Shopify. It's DorethaWhite.myshopify.com. So that's Doretha, DORETHA White.myshopify.com.
Thank you so much, Doretha. This is awesome. I really appreciate you. Now, before I sign off, you have something quick, anything you want to leave the people with?
Yeah. So, the very last lesson in the book, it's 101 lessons, first of all. It's 101. Nothing magical about that. It just ended up that way. But the last lesson, I just said, maybe I'll just read that to you. I just said, go be you, go be great. Avoid, okay, here it is. Know who you are, avoid character assassins, stay away from bad influences, hold high your standards, be confident and focused, go be you, go be great, go be amazing, and go rock this world.
Ooh, thank you. Go get the book. All the stuff your parents meant to teach you, but never got around to it.
Yes.
Thank you so much, you guys. Until next, you're so welcome. Live fit. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Misfit One Lifestyles. Listen, when you are fed up and sick and tired of living this stifled, overwhelmed and overstressed life, and you're ready to live the fullest, richest, and healthiest life by gaining more confidence, more energy, and more clarity, living in your best self, you know what to do, right? Go ahead, go to my website, misfit1.com. Sign up for our online courses, Creating Healthy Habits, so that you too can live fit, focus, move with intention, and transform your life.